it's Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts. Thank you very much for joining me again today. Today's project is this one. This uses the Hearts Come Home stamp set. This can be bought with the Hometown dies. I think they're called Hometown dies. Anyway, can be bought as a bundle. If you want the dies and the stamp set, do remember to use the bundle code so you save 10%. Always worth remembering that. But I'm just going to use the stamps because not everybody has a big shot or has the budget to go as far as a big shot. So, and I've just remembered I need to, oh yes, there they are. I needed some punches. And I suddenly thought I hadn't got them with me, but I have. So, I'm actually going to make one very subtle change to this because there's something that's annoying me about it. But this is the card we're making, and it's I think it's very simple but very effective. Those of you who have been following me for a while know that I love monochrome, but I like sepia monochrome in particular, and this therefore ticks the boxes as far as I am concerned for that. And rarely for me, I've actually done the inside of the card as well, just down here with a couple of Christmas trees. So let's get started. I have actually mounted my stamps, the stamps that I'm going to be using already, so they're all ready to go. As ever, the dimensions will be on my blog. The associated blog post is linked below, so have a look at that if you want the dimensions. I am using soft suede, which again, for those of you who know, and have been following me for a while, is one of my favourite colours. If brown is a colour, I think it is. 2 pieces of Very Vanilla and then a scrap of Very Vanilla. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is the circle with the stamping, so this, because I need things to dry a bit. Now, I have mounted 2 of the houses on one block. I didn't actually do this on the original, so these will be a little bit further apart, but because it's clear mount rather than photopolymer, it's easier to line up if you put them on the block first. You could use a Stampin' Jig, but I haven't. So this is crumb cake that I'm using, and I'm just going to ink up my little houses. The reason I'm checking is because I have re-inked my crumb cake recently. I think I've over-inked it, but there we go. So I'm just going to go down, not press too hard, because as I say, I've just re-inked my... And that's that. They will fade, because that's wet. So that will tone down a wee bit. I do need that still, but not just yet. What I do need is my 2-inch circle punch. And because it's a circle, you can come in from any side. And I want this to be sort of at the bottom of the circle. And just punch. So that's that. Don't need either of those bits again. And I also need some copper foil, which if I'm kind, I will hold that way up so that I don't blind you. And then just come in, and I do like to make sure that I'm frugal with my foil. So copper foil, pop that out of the way, and then there's our nice copper foils, and that's the Starburst punch, which was new in the annual catalogue. Don't miss that. It's brilliant with the 2-inch circle punch. It's perfect for layering, because just look at that. Isn't that just perfect? So now the reason I said I wanted to do this first is because I'm going to add some dazzling diamonds with the bane of my life. I love it, but honestly, it is the bane of my life. Dazzling, the fine tip glue, and the reason I find it the bane of my life is because I do find getting it back together interesting. Now, it's the white bit that you unscrew. When you come to put it back together, please don't overscrew this. I had a nightmare. I managed to get this stuck on, and I had to take pliers to the whole thing to get it apart. But there's this little needle, and this is where I have difficulty, is actually getting the needle back in the hole. Anyway, so we won't worry about that just yet. So all I'm going to do is add some fine tip glue to the bottom here, just so that we've got our houses actually sitting on something. and then on the roof line, and again on the roof line, and then just to indicate that it is actually snowing, I'm just going to do a few little blobs. Now, I will just very quickly pop some dazzling diamonds on, and then we have got to get the lid back on our fine tip glue so that it doesn't block. But I just want to make sure that I've got glue. Oops, that's a big blob. That was all a bit too precise, which I know sounds a bit weird, but it was just a bit, it wasn't quite where I wanted it. Right, so I'm just going to pop that to one side, but hopefully you can you see? Possibly. I'm looking into a screen that's about, well, it's about 1.5 inches by 3.5 on a good day. So it's a bit difficult to see exactly what you can see. Now, I do find that with my interesting eyesight, if I pop the pin on my finger, I've got a better chance of getting everything together, but don't over tighten. Right, okay, so crumb cake again, and I'll just stamp the inside of the card, and I've got my 2 Christmas trees lined up. I've got, you'll see the bigger of the 2 is slightly further down, because that will make it look as if it's in the foreground, and then all I'm going to do is stamp those. Again, I've mounted them on the same block, bottom right hand corner, and that's those 2. Obviously, if you wanted them closer together and blah 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 blah, you could stamp them separately. Then for the outside of the card, I'm just going to pop my foil where it is going to end up ish, and bring in again, why do I keep closing the crumb cake, bringing in the All Hearts Come Home for Christmas. Now here's the thing, on both the Long Joy to the World and the All Hearts Come Home, they are not meant to be solid stamps. They are meant to be a little, what's the word I'm looking for? Not vintage, shabby chic, or aged, or any of those words that means not solid. So just ink that up and try and get it square, and there we go. So now I can finally put away my crumb cake. Soft suede, and this is where I have done something, I'm going to do something slightly different. I think I stamped the Santa too far down and it's annoying me, so I'm going to pop him further up. Still at an angle, and I'm stamping him in soft suede just so that it's a bit darker. And yep, I'm happier with that. So it doesn't take much to make me happy, does it? Just move a stamp up the page and I'm a happy girl. Right, okie cookie. What shall I use to glue? I'm going to use fast fuse. That's what I'm going to use. And you'd have seen me doing this over the last few days. I'm putting my fast fuse on my card rather than on my mat, because it's my top tip for making it quick and easy to get your mat where you want it, because you can hover it a bit better and maybe even get it exactly where you want it, which is square on your card. Now I'm going to stick the copper foil on with fast fuse as well, and I am actually going to deliberately have that going slightly off, and then I need some dimensionals, and again I'm sticking those here, and this is purely and simply because my dazzling diamond glitter is still going to be a bit damp, or rather the fine tip glue is still going to be a bit damp, so rather than handling that too much, I don't want to push into the middle more than I can avoid, so I'm just doing everything in the other order. Now where I've put the houses is okay, and there we go. Now obviously you can wait until yours is dry, and it'll be a whole lot easier. And obviously we need to put the insert in. You can tell I'm not used to putting inserts into cards while I'm shooting on video, can't you? And then again, I'm just worried about that glue not being dry. That should be, yep. So there we go. Hurrah! Gosh, that was even quite quick. So there we go. I do prefer it slightly further up. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. It's a relatively quick and easy card. If you need anything, please jump over to my online store. There's a link to that below. The associated blog post is below with close-up photos and all that good stuff. There's also, remember, the stamping blends are now live. Yay! For customers. There is a brochure that goes with that, which I will grab. Oops, grab all the bits. So there is this brochure that goes with the stamping blends, so it gives you all the information about how they work, the stamp set, this stamp set, and the card kit that are available. These are on a while stocks last, so the blends will be here for a while, well, for forever we hope, but these are while stocks last. So if you want the stamp set, there'll be a robin coming along any minute now. If you want the stamp set or the card kit or both, and you can get them as a bundle if you buy them together, then that's worth thinking about. And there is a PDF of this on my website. So if you look under the catalogue tab on my website, you will find that. So you can print that off. But these are now live, so you can get your stamping blends. You can get them singly, in duos, or the whole set. The only discount is if you buy the stamp set and the card kit as a bundle. However, I hope you will come back again tomorrow, and I will look forward to seeing you then. And as I say, we may possibly have some blends and a robin. Just, you know, maybe. If not tomorrow, maybe the day after. I don't know. We'll see. Depends which order I put the videos up. Anyway, I will see you again very soon. Thank you very much indeed. Oh, do remember to subscribe to my blog as well as my YouTube channel. So YouTube is down there. Blog, if you go to the web version of my blog, there is a email subscribe in the top right hand corner of my blog. There's a picture of, there's my online store, there's a picture of me, and it's in that sort of area there. Just follow, it's followed by email, and just pop your email address in, and every time I post you will get an alert. So I will see you again very soon. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye.